Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Eviction Day, Thursday, July 29th. And Brent will be going home tonight. There. Those of you that just wanted to know that part, you've got it. You can move along with the rest of your day. This will not change. There will not be some magical flip. Brittany is safe. Brent is going. The bigger question is, will Brent be blindsided? Probably not jaw-dropping as much as people suspect, because I have a feeling he's going to get a little bit paranoid and worried, and I don't know if this house can keep secrets. They've kind of let things go. He kind of thought Christian isn't with him anymore, and Derek has kind of said he wasn't sure, and there have been enough people throwing out little seeds of doubt that I don't think it's going to be a complete blindside. I think he's going to be more upset than he's going to be blindsided completely. I don't know. All right. I'm waffling. I'm just not sure. I don't particularly care. I don't need the complete being upset. And think about this. You're in this house with this guy. You are going to basically ruin the rest of his year, summer, whatever. Is sitting in a room alone with him for hours waiting for this to happen. I don't know if you can keep a straight face. As much as they don't like some of the things Brent has said, I don't think they hate the guy. They just don't care for his, personality. Much more important things are going forward. What else is going to happen in the house? And things have kind of changed, at least in a strategy has been laid out, which is a very intricate strategy, which may or may not work. But at this point, it has the possibility to work. It involves the Cookout Alliance, and if they remain loyal to each other, plus Hannah, if you're of the group that includes Hannah with the Cookout Alliance, then it's just the Cookout Alliance. If you don't, it's the Cookout Alliance plus Hannah. Either way, it is 6 people in the house. And the plan as laid out by Tiffany is kind of as follows. Basically, each one of them has a non-Cookout Alliance person that they are confiding in, that they are kind of getting as close as possible to the point where that other person feels like they are kind of like in the final 2 with them. So, the example would be yesterday, Hannah told Derek, "You're my number one," which I had not been apprised yet or had understood quite Hannah's strategy. And I thought Tiffany's strategy, because Tiffany seems to be kind of the mastermind of coordinating this, and didn't realize that this was part of a plan that Tiffany had played in place with Hannah to kind of secure Derek as, in essence, not a number 1, but I said last night a number 6, but in reality a number 5. So she's loyal to the rest of. Well, no, wait a minute. No, she's her number 6. Yeah, number 6. She's loyal to the other 5 members, or the 5 members of the Cookout, and then Derek. That's kind of where it rests. The whole plan here is that every single member of the Cookout has a number 1, or someone who thinks they're the number 1, who they can bring along into the jury. That gets you 12 people, right? And then they will proceed to pick off each one of these outside people. In theory, in no particular order, but that's where the snag's going to be, because in reality, each one, in theory, will probably have some loyalty to their individual number 1, and rather somebody else's number 1 go first, or number 6, as it were. So another example would be Tiffany. Hers is Claire. So Claire thinks she has a final 2 with Tiffany. Tiffany is letting Claire think that she has a final 2. In reality, Claire's plan is, at the very least, at the very most, Claire will make it to 7th place. And then Claire will be voted out, leaving the Cookout Alliance alone in the house. Same goes with Kyland. Kyland's would be Sarah Beth. Kyland's would but Kyland would be the same attitude. Well, I'll let Sarah Beth be the very last person not in the Cookout Alliance to be voted out. The one person in here that's a questionable is Derek Frazier, who they don't have queued up in their minds with any one particular person. They're kind of saying, well, Derek is really close to Azah, and Azah has Brittany. So Derek doesn't have a non-person as a final two. Even though Derek, I have to look at the chart, has some final twos with people. But they may be other members of the alliance, of the Cookout. Point is here is it's fairly intricate, and the question is, will the people that are not in the Cookout Alliance figure out what the heck's going on before it's, quote, too late? And that, I don't know. It's just so hard to say at this point. Although I could see it happening. I mean, they've got contingency plan. The contingency plan is every time, once they make it to jury, they're going to make sure that only one Cookout person is nominated each time, and then they'll have enough votes to keep that person. In other words, sure, and they never put up two non-Cookout members, or two. They only put up one non-Cookout member each time. So you would never have Sarah Beth and Alyssa up. Alyssa is the person that they are tagging as being Xavier's one-on-one, assuming they get rid of Christian, or they get rid of Alyssa and Christian becomes Xavier's. That one to me is a bit iffy. It's like you're kind of making a decision, which Xavier would seem to be more likely to want Whitney to come along, but they want to get Whitney out before jury. But either way, Xavier is a person who doesn't really have one. Christian is a person who Derek is a person who doesn't really have one. But then you have Tiffany so we got four people. You've got Tiffany with Claire, you've got Kyland with Sarah Beth, you've got Azah with Brittany, and you've got, where am I going here? Xavier. No. Azah. Okay, I got to go through my numbers here again. Tiffany. Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany. Who am I missing from the Cookout Alliance? I'm missing somebody. Doesn't matter. You get my point. I don't have enough time to talk about all of this. That's the layout. That's where things are at. Now, the show last night did a good job of showing the Blindside coming for Brent. They haven't touched on the post-POV moment where Alyssa kind of revealed to Brent that Xavier was kind of pushing for her to go. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. It's a bit much to try to explain, and that's where I got confused a couple of days ago. But at least for now, CBS did a decent job of setting up the Blindside. I've enjoyed, and I commented on this last night, I've enjoyed the diary rooms lately. They haven't seemed as forced. Specifically, Xavier was on a lot last night as head of household, and he seemed fairly monotone in his delivery. He didn't seem to be forcing what he was talking about. I mean, he did a few jokes, but it wasn't extremely stilted. And I'm trying to figure out who's the worst. I mean, like, Brittany is a bad one, where it seems like she's, like, using suggested dialogue from Big Brother and stuff. I'm going to watch it again tonight and see if I catch any of that. But yeah, I want to give kudos to production a little bit. It feels like maybe they've lifted their foot off the pedal on the forced diary room stuff. All right, so it all comes down to tonight's head of household. We'll see what happens. This should be the last week of the teams. And I'm still not sure who's going to win head of household tonight. I'm not sure who really wants it and who doesn't want it. The target would be that no Cookout person would be vulnerable in Tiffany's world. And at this point, I'm stepping away from being Team Tiffany, I think, a little bit. And I had a discussion on last night. I actually did a Clubhouse chat for the first. I've done it once before. I did a Clubhouse chat. It was actually extremely small. There was only at any time like 3 of us talking. A few other people were popping in and out. I know it's limited on who has access. I don't know if Android users even have access yet. And then even for people who do have access, it's a little bit of a chore to get it installed and running and do all that. So I get it that it's not going to be a big thing, and I don't know how often I'm going to do it. But Eric, the person that I'm saying Eric is a person that I played Big Brother the game with, my second game. And he had pinged me about trying to do something like this. I was like, sure, let's do it. We'd never talked, so it was cool to actually talk with him voice-wise, other than chatting. And it was a good conversation. Eric's very, very talkative. It was like, wow, we're having a good talk and strategy, and he's very deep in the strategy side of things. Nona is one of my patrons, and she had popped in, and so the three of us actually had a really good conversation. A few other people popped in and out. Honeybee was one. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who popped up and chatted, but a couple other people popped in. The problem is there's no chat feature in Clubhouse, so people were there. They couldn't necessarily add their thoughts via chat. You have to mic up, and not everybody wants to do that. So it was fun. I'm sure we'll do it again, but I don't think it's going to be a regular thing. But it was fun for a change of pace, and it was really good to talk to somebody about the game. And we talked for like 45 minutes. Again, the problem is you can't save it. You can't easily save it. There are ways. You could record it, but I don't know if it's worth it. So that was fun. And then last night, as I watched the feeds, after I put up a poll and said, should I watch the feeds? And I got like 57% said, yes, you need to. You owe it to us, which I set myself up for that. It actually was good. It actually was fun. I put out a few videos. I put out 2, I guess, because I was kind of inspired. I was doing one thing, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw Azad dancing to herself. Or she wasn't dancing to herself. They were cleaning the house, and they started singing, and I guess it was an R. Kelly song, which I'm not an R&B. Is R. Kelly even an R&B? I'm not even sure what particular genre you would put him in, but they're dancing to an R. Kelly song. They're kind of, Derek Frazier was kind of singing it, and Big Brother wasn't shutting him down or cutting the feeds. And both Azah and Xavier were kind of dancing to it, and they got great moves. And I'm like going like, wow, they let it. She was going for quite a while. Like, I can actually find the song. I've done this before, and I'm not the only one for sure. Did it with Rockstar when she was listening to her own music, and they had a household run. I just found a song, any song that had a particular beat, and laid it down, and you had her dancing to the song. Somebody did a fake thing of Derek Frazier a few days ago, swaying to Britney's rap from her eviction last week, and that was okay. And that's kind of comedic. This was just more of a fun thing. It was like, wow, she's really got the moves. And she mentioned about 3/4 of the way through this segment where she was dancing, Xavier said, oh, it's like that Michael Jackson song. And it was like, oh, that's, I was a bit torn on getting an R. Kelly song, because R. Kelly's kind of in jail. And I thought, I don't really want to give R. Kelly any more, publicity than necessary. But Michael Jackson, okay. Now there's a whole other world of Michael Jackson reasons not to give him publicity, but he seems to, his people are still okay with playing Michael Jackson songs. And so I found the Michael Jackson song they were talking about, and it worked out. I mean, it took me a few tries of clips, but it worked out that I got it going right at a good place where, for the most part, Azah was on the beat and moving pretty much along the beat. Now remember, she's singing this song in her own head, or Derek's singing it, so the beat could have been different. It could have been off by a half a beat. No matter what you do, you'd have to either slow down the video or slow down or speed up the song, but I didn't have to do that. It worked out really well. It looked really cool. It got a lot of positive feedback and stuff, so that was kind of fun. And then I also, at one point, Big Brother told them that they should clean the house, which they'd been doing for over an hour at the time, and they got all mad, and it was a fun mad. They were just like, are you kidding me? We've been doing this. And it was kind of funny. Some people thought they were legitimately mad. They weren't. They were being silly. That video's circulating out there. I'm not the only one that did that one. It was a really clear and obvious video to grab. So I did that. It was fun to watch. Oh, I did a third one where Azah was coordinating them singing doing like an a cappella little thing that wasn't as coordinated as it looked like it might be, but it was fun to throw up, and it was kind of like, here, just them having a good time. It was better than the Big Blue Couch, which I'm kind of tired of, which to me is just Jerry Springer. And I'm not going to do a thing of them playing Mafia or one of their other games that they play. But all in all, fun time, good time. So thank you for those of you that kind of twisted my arm on that and made me watch it. Should be an interesting night tonight. I'm going to guess that the eviction, after the eviction, I think we'll see the head of household competition in its entirety. I'm guessing that it's going to be a knockout comp. I'm guessing that they're going to have the opportunity to select who goes up. Kind of like Bowl Arena that they showed, in that they got to pick who played in Bowl Arena. I think they're going to get to pick who gets to play in tonight's Head of Household, and that may expose alliances, which would be what would be the interesting part, because sometimes that creates all kinds of drama as alliances are exposed. Then again, we may not. It may be something completely different. It may be another phone booth, but they just did a phone booth competition, so I can't see them doing that again. And I can't see them doing a wall or an endurance competition. But I could be wrong. So that'll be interesting to see tonight. And with that, folks, I'm going to go because it's time. I'm obviously at work, and it is time to sign off, and we'll talk to you maybe on the way home or maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But hope you're all well. Thanks for listening. Thank you to my patrons. I won't give you the patron spiel today. We'll save that for another day. But anyone who wants to support me, by all means, that'd be awesome. But if not, just listen to the commercials at the end. That'd be cool too. All right, that's it. I keep saying all right, so we're going. See you later. Bye.